Here, says I'm going live. I never quite know when exactly this thing kicks in. Doesn't help that I have like a 10-second delay before, you know, I actually can see what's going on. Anyway, hi guys, I'm back. Sorry for the bit of a hiatus. Yeah. The first week I missed is just because I was just way too tired after working outside all day. And I was over at my parents spending Father's Day with my dad the week after that. So, I mean, that's why I've been gone for 2 weeks. But anyway, I am back. Finished the garter I was working on. Just grab this. So this one is done. I'm ready to go. I just got to get it trimmed up and cleaned up. But yeah, it's done. And now I'm working on the second garter, which hopefully I will have done within a week or two. I just got to keep consistently working at it. I got a new wrist brace, hoping this one works better. It doesn't restrict my hand as much, so I'm really hoping that I'll be able to keep weaving and actually, you know, weave faster with this. But enough jabbering, I am going to go ahead and get started. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I will answer them as quickly as I can to the best of my abilities. And yeah, just kind of relax and enjoy the night. So I'm going to shake this back down here. There we go. So this is like right at the beginning of the first half. I did my first pass yesterday and got that all set up. This one wasn't nearly as frustrating as the last one. Like the first garter that I did, and I could not get it to work, and it was driving me nuts. This one, however, went a lot more smoothly, and I was able to get it ready to go on the first try. And yeah, tonight's also kind of like a trial run of the newest brace I got. I mean, I have full range of my hand. It's not restricting my hand this time, which is nice. So we'll see how this goes. Do a couple passes on this and see where we get. Hopefully you can see that okay. It looks like it's doing all right. I have it's on autofocus because I tend to adjust this stuff a lot. Or I tend to adjust the view a lot. So sorry if it seems a little wonky on camera. Though working on this project, I have come to a conclusion that I will not be doing commissions very often. And if I do take them, I am definitely going to have to take a good 4, maybe 5 months to actually do one, because my wrist will not let me consistently work on a project every day until it's finished. It doesn't want to do it anymore. There have been so many times where pretty much all the way up to my forearm is just... It's weird. It's numb, but it's in pain at the same time. And that happens a lot when I overuse my wrist. You know, with weaving, and it doesn't even have to be weaving. It's just regular everyday chores will, you know, like washing dishes will do it to it as well. So, I think in the near future, I don't think I'm going to be doing this. I mean, I'll take commissions, but they're going to be few and far between from here on out. Because I don't want to make the poor, you know, whoever commissions me wait as long as this current commissioner has waited, and he's been super patient. And I'm very grateful for that. But because of my wrist, I haven't been able to work on it nearly as much as I should. And it's unfair to him, so I kind of feel bad about that. Not going to stop me from weaving, it's just going to take it a bit slower, I think. Yes, Loki. No, you can't come up on my... You can hop on the back of the chair. You can't hop on my lap. I'm working. Loki's begging for attention again. Here he is. Hey, buddy. What is it? No, you can't. You can't come into my lap right now. I love you, buddy. I really do. But no. No. You are... No. You can't come in my... I told you can't come in my lap right now. You little turd. What am I supposed to do with you? Sorry about that. He can be a bit insistent sometimes. Yes, Loki. Hi. I told you can come on the back of the chair, but that's it. There you go, good boy. Yeah. I know. How dare I not pay attention to you? Find any help with these little gloves that help my wrist. This is my first time trying this kind of a brace, so I don't know yet. So far so good. My wrist is usually it's honestly it's been achy all week, and it was achy yesterday when I was working on this, but so far it appears to be working. Seems to be helping a little bit. It really depends on how long I weave and whether or not I start getting that achy, numb feeling in my wrist and arm again. Because it doesn't really go into my fingers. It always goes into my wrist and my arm, or up my arm and into my elbow. It doesn't really affect my fingers much, which is strange. It's also why my chiropractor, well, when I went to a chiropractor, believed that it was a carpal tunnel. But, I'll have to weave with it a few more times, really, to tell if it's really helping or not. It's really just, I mean, there was, you know, I just really got this brace today. I just headed over to the pharmacy and picked it up. Because I knew I needed something, and I didn't know where my other wrist brace was. And this one at least gave me the option of still having a hand free. Yeah, this one has a wrist strap on it. There was one that was just kind of like a straight compression glove, but I didn't get that one because, well, A, it was more expensive. It was about $5 more, and B, it wasn't adjustable. Me having poor circulation as it is, I needed something that I could adjust, you know, if, you know, just in case, you know, I got it too tight and I needed to loosen it up a bit just so I could get circulation back in my hand. The other one, though it looked really nice, it's really nice looking one. It was just a compression glove, and it didn't have the band on it that I could adjust, so it's why I went with this one. But I will say, I mean, so far so good. It is helping, and at least I still have full mobility of my hand. Other wrist braces that I have always restricted the mobility of my hand and my fingers, which when you're weaving and all you're doing is stuff with your fingers, it doesn't really work. It just doesn't help much. So far I'm liking it. But as time goes on, we'll see. It might be, you know, just one of those things where, you know, it works great for a few weeks and then my wrist gets used to it and goes, I'm just gonna bother you and keep you from weaving again. And it's gonna be like, no! Stop it. My body can be vindictive like that. But we'll see how this goes. We will see. It goes like that. I lose track of that. What the heck? How do you pull that off? There we go. That's where you belong, mister. I love it when I have a thread that jumps out of place. Oh, I forgot. It's on the creepy track. Hold on. I didn't remember to pull that one off. It just gets creepy after a bit. I don't know why I put it on there. Do you have more success weaving like this rather than on a loom? I don't know, because I've actually have never tried loom weaving before. This was the first kind of weaving that I ever picked up, and it's just kind of the one I've stuck to. I've been wanting to learn how to weave on an inkle loom and also how to do card weaving, but I haven't had a chance to try them yet. I haven't had a chance to get the supplies yet. So, I don't know the answer to that question because I haven't done it before. So, I'm getting there though. I do want to learn them eventually because I kind of have a feeling in the back of my head that eventually my wrist is going to give out on me entirely and I might not be able to do this anymore, the finger weaving. So having the inkle loom or the card weaving, at least I'd be able to keep doing something similar. Because I know eventually this wrist is going to give out on me completely and I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. At least nothing inexpensive. So for now it's just kind of biding my time and making sure I don't overdo it. Actually, with this kind of weaving, doing it on a loom, it would actually be very difficult to do it on a loom, because with the way it works is I have warp threads changing positions in the weave itself. So with a loom, you have all your warp threads and they pretty much stay in the same place, and then you have your weft that goes back and forth. In a finger weaving piece like this, all your threads are a warp and all your threads are a weft at some point in time. So doing this kind of weaving on a loom is actually, if someone can figure out how to do it on a loom, props to them. But I honestly don't think you could do this kind of weaving on a loom. Yeah, the other name for finger weaving is also finger braiding or Indian braiding. So what I like to say is that it is pretty much one big braid that you're doing. It's just one really big and complicated braid. but you make your patterns by strategically interlocking your threads and with your colors. Whereas I think on a loom, and again, I haven't done loom weaving, inkle loom weaving or card weaving, it's, since I've never done it before, I can't exactly compare them. So it's really, I'll have to pick up inkle loom weaving and figure it, and so that I can actually make a comparison myself, because right now I really can't make a comparison. Do I have a favorite piece that I have done? Yes, actually. Yes, I do. Let me see if I can find a picture of it so that I don't have to go running all the way upstairs. I can show it to you on here, maybe. Let's add an image. I just gotta find one here real quick. I'm still learning how to use this program. I'm getting there though. Desktop should be in here. Oh, I took a picture of it. Okay, that's a picture. That's a good picture of the full-size piece. Oh, of course it's gonna make me resize it. Hold on. Last one fit. Come on. That's why I do it beforehand. Okay, this is probably by far the favorite piece I've done in all the work that I have done. This is a flame sash that I made for my husband. It is about 6 inches wide and about 10 feet long. And this probably took me well over 9 months to make. I worked on it a lot on live streams, so you'll actually see it in a lot of my other live streams if you look back through the history of them. This is probably by far the piece that I am the most proud of. My husband loved it. My husband loves it. He doesn't wear it nearly as much as I do. So, yeah, this one is pretty much, yeah, this one is, yeah, my favorite piece. Loki, why'd you make me move my mouse like that? So, that one is probably, that one is pretty much my favorite piece that I've done. Another one, let's see. Let's hide that real quick and maybe add an, okay, and when did I take a good picture of that one? I don't know, we'll see. Okay, that's not a picture of the finished piece, but this is also one of my favorites. Shoot. Again, with being way too big for the screen. What the heck? No, I'm not moving you. Gosh. Too many screens. No, I'm not moving you. Excuse me for the technical difficulties. I'm still learning how to use this. The picture's sideways, and this is an in-progress picture. But this is another piece that I did a while back. This one took me a year to finish. It's an Acadian pattern. It's similar to the one that I'm working on now. But this one is a close second. You can also see my beaded piece in the background there. But yeah, this is easily another favorite. I kind of goobered up the centerpiece, the bullseye in the middle, because when I'm working on my pieces, I start from the middle and then I do one half and then I flip it over and do the other half. I kind of botched the middle of it a little bit, so I'm not going to be selling that one, even though I did have a couple people who were interested in it. That's because the middle just doesn't look right. I botched it, and it's like, and yeah, I'm a little too attached to it, so even though I said that one I was gonna, you know, if anybody was interested, I would consider selling it. I'm not selling it anymore. It's mine. I'm keeping it. But yeah, that one there is a close second. So yeah, those are two of my favorite pieces right there that I have done. Both of them were quite big. The flame sash, I think I said that one was 10 feet, and then the second one, the Acadian, I think was around 7.5 to 8 feet long. I've also worked on those on live stream, or the second one I also worked on a live stream quite often. And so if you look back through my videos, you can probably find it. Alright, where was I on here? Lost track. Okay, that's where I'm at. Alright, I'm here. See that? Yep, you can see that. I like the color palette of that one. Yeah, there's a lot of people who like the color palette of that one, of the second one. I am a huge fan of like fall colors, so that's why it's also kind of up there as a personal favorite for me. Thanks for letting me watch you. I hope you have a good night. Oh, thank you. You too. All my comments showing up. Oh, hi, Christina. Yeah, your comments are showing up. Sorry, I was just, I kind of got a one-track mind there. So, I was answering, Lipstick Liz's question there. Can you talk a bit about how you determine the length of your strands to start? I've always been using my best guess. Yeah, sure. For the longest time, that's what I was doing. I was using my best guess. Then I found in a book that I have, I don't know if it's down here or not. No, it's upstairs. Yeah, it's upstairs. It's going to take me a little bit to go get it. But what I usually do is I will take like the total length of the piece that I want, and then I will add at least another 30% to 40% on there. And also, as a rule of thumb, the more complicated, the wider the pattern, the more complicated the pattern, the longer the thread you're going to want. If I was just doing a basic diagonal pattern and say I wanted to make it 3 feet long, I'd probably do anywhere from 4 to 4.5 feet of yarn for my warp. And also, as a rule of thumb, always use too much, not too little. It's easier to trim off the excess than it is to it's easier to trim off excess than it is to, have to start over because you cut your yarn too short. Believe me, I've been there. There was one project I was working on where I thought I cut my threads too short, and I thought it wasn't going to be long enough for the person that commissioned it for me. Thankfully, though, it worked out, and it turned out to be the perfect length. But I dodged a bullet there, because I was also using expensive material, and, I didn't have enough of it left over to make another whole other piece had I actually messed up that bad. So I hope that helps a little bit, Jessica. Yeah. If I made a piece too short, I always just ended up just remaking the whole thing, because it's like, with this kind of a thing, yeah, there is a technique to add in a new thread, but it is very difficult. Hola, saludos desde Barranquilla, Colombia. Hello, greetings from Colombia. Sorry, I'm still learning. I'm learning Spanish, so I'm not fluent. Hola, me llamo Catalina, mucho gusto. Still learning Spanish. Not quite fluent there. I know how to say hi. That's pretty much about it right now. I don't think I've ever had anyone from Colombia say hi before, though, so that's pretty neat. Normally the people that I get are mostly in the States, and I've had a few people from Canada say hi. I don't get very many people from elsewhere, so it really is interesting when I have somebody posting in another language and I'm like, oh, how do I say hi back? I don't know. So I started learning Spanish because most of the ones that I don't understand are actually in Spanish. At least I think it's Spanish. And it's also like the second highest spoken language in my area where I live. So I thought it wouldn't hurt to learn a little bit of it That, and I live right next to a Spanish church, so it probably is a good idea to learn it, you know? Ooh, Christina, that sounds good. I had chicken Caesar wraps for dinner today. Kind of my own concoction. Turned out okay. I need to mess with the recipe a little bit, but I think it turned out pretty good. Nice. Okay, I'm not quite sure about that sentence. I'm gonna have to use some Google Translate for that one, because still learning Spanish. I'm not gonna be fluent in Spanish for a while, that's for sure. But I'm still learning. I'm trying. I recognize a few words. Let me just finish up this pass here. Almost there. Okay. So that'll be my second pass on this one for the night. Oh yeah, I've done roasted chicken in the crock pot before. And it turns out pretty good. Of course, I had to use a really small chicken because I have a really small crock pot, but, you know, details. Alright, let's see if I can answer Bonnie's question there. Have to figure out... I have to get a quick translation of what she said first, because I don't know Spanish that well. One thing's for sure, if I don't know the question, I will soon figure it out. So it is time to give me just 1 second here. Let's make a handle. How many meters? Sorry, I'm in the basement, so I just had a random little spider float down in front of my face. That was fun. Alright, so Bonnie asked, make a handle. How many meters should each thread measure be? Thanks. Okay. So... Okay. Alright, let's see if that works. One of these days I'll be good enough at Spanish where I'll be able to just reply, but for now this is going to have to work. So... let's try that. Okay, see what she says to that. But for now, this looks pretty good. So I'm still on the middle part there. Let's see, how many more passes do I have to go before I get to this part? See, I've just finished the third one. I think I have to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 5. Okay, it's 5. Alright. So I'm going to pause on that one for a bit because I work on this one a lot and I'm pretty sure you guys want to actually see me working on something else for a change. Just working on the camera angle there. Okay, so which ones did I have in here? I actually have my project grab bag down here for a change. Sure, let's do this one for a bit. This one of my bigger ones. I was going to turn it into a scarf. It's a pattern known as an assumption. If anyone's watching who hasn't seen my videos before, this is another project that I work on a lot. People that watch me more often are probably very used to seeing by now. Alright. I don't know if Bonnie saw my message or not, but Bonnie Pertez Grethe? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Gosh, it's been so long since I've actually worked on this one. This one here I actually did in a looser weave. I wasn't too concerned about it being tight like the other ones. So keeping this one consistent is actually, it's actually pretty hard trying to keep this one consistent, because my other pieces are a bit tighter in weave, or the tension is a bit tighter than the other ones, but this one's actually pretty loose. I'm gonna take my hoodie off. Sitting in the basement, I sometimes get cold, but I appear to be doing okay tonight. That's not where it needs to be. There we go. Oh gosh, yeah, you can tell I've been working on something with a much tighter, a much tighter tension than this piece. I'm having a hard time trying to keep the tension the same. Oh gosh, okay. Oh yeah, I bet you did, Christina. My dad makes his own chicken stock, and I love it when he does, because I swear that stuff is a cure-all. I don't know what's in it, but it doesn't matter how sick I've been. If I have it, I'm usually cured within a day or two. Oh, nice. Yeah, mine's not that big. I think I have like a 4 quart. It's a really small crock pot. It doesn't fit a whole lot in it. But when you're a family too, you don't need a huge one, so. Wait a second. Hold up. Okay. You're wrong. What did I do there? What the heck? Alright. So this is what happens when you're not paying attention. I'm gonna zoom in here. So, this is a goof up. It's not catastrophic, but it does mess with the look of it, so I am going to be going back and fixing it. But basically what I did is I didn't go over far enough. So basically this one is supposed to be interlocked with this one and then carry over. And I flipped it. So it's not laying right. And it's not looking right. And it's bugging me. So guess what I get to do? I get to take out 2 rows and fix it. Thankfully, I don't have to go back all the way, if that makes any sense. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just taking out to the white threads here because the rest of it's fine. But these white threads are my problem here. So I'm pull that out. And I need to pull out these gray threads. There we go. And I already just need to straighten all this out again. These are okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. So these threads are alright where they're at. They're okay. Just straighten these out real quick. Come on. Straighten out, darn it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so basically what I did wrong was when this first row came in, I switched it with this thread and kept going, which is not what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to switch it with this thread and then keep going through. So I messed that up, which is why I had to undo half of 2 rows, or undo 2 rows and go back and do it. So yeah, that happens. With interlocking patterns, where you interlock the threads and switch them out and stuff like that, that happens a lot. When I first started learning these patterns, I did it so often I was about ready to punch something a couple of times. Okay. So now that I got that fixed, it's looking a lot nicer. Could I have left it the way it was? Yes, I could have. Probably nobody would have noticed the mistake unless I pointed it out. The other thing is that I am way too much of a perfectionist. I know it's there. So yeah, I'm going to go back and fix it. So yeah, now that it's fixed, it is laying out nicer. And here we go. That's all done. Now to pass on this piece, which still kind of bugs me because one side never quite matches up with the other and it kind of bugs me. But anyway, can't win them all. But this is kind of the 3-tone assumption that I'm doing. Alright, I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. It is almost 9:45. And I had some other projects I wanted to work on before going to bed. This one's looking pretty good so far. I stuck with just making this one a scarf. I didn't want to make it too long. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it there for the night. So yeah, kind of the ruling on the wrist brace, it appears to be working. I'm not in as much pain as I usually am when I finish one of my videos. I'm also not trying to push it either, because I know I need to get used to it first before I like just kind of dive head first into weaving. Hopefully same time next week, as long as nothing else comes up. Oh wait, that's right, next week is next weekend's 4th of July, isn't it? So okay, so maybe there's a 50-50 chance that I may or may not do another live stream. I don't know. Depends on what my family's doing for the holiday and all of that fun stuff. So hopefully next week I'll be able to be on for another live stream. Hopefully I'll have some more progress done on the garter and get that finished up. That's usually the one that I primarily work on in between live streams because, well, you know, commission. I need to get it done. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to, you know, get some other projects started soon. I've been wanting to get some tutorials made up. I got a new program on my computer, hoping that it won't freeze up and die on me as much as the old video editor did. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, hope you all have a good night, and hope you have a good rest. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.